What do you do when the world's most successful investor stops buying stocks and starts hoarding cash? Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, has amassed a staggering cash pile that's reached nearly $382 billion. That's more than the entire market value of Netflix, Coca-Cola, or Disney. But here's the thing that's keeping Wall Street up at night. Buffett has been a net seller of stocks for 12 consecutive quarters. So what does the man who made his fortune by investing in great businesses know that we don't? Today we're diving deep into why Warren Buffett is sitting on the largest cash reserve in Berkshire Hathaway's history and what it might mean for your money in 2026. Let's start with the numbers because they're absolutely mind-blowing. At the end of 2024, Berkshire Hathaway held $334 billion in cash and equivalents. By the third quarter of 2025, that figure had exploded to $381.7 billion. To put that in perspective, that's more cash than the GDP of many countries. But it's not just about the amount, it's about the trend. In 2024 alone, Buffett sold $134 billion worth of stocks whilst only purchasing $9 billion. That's a net sale of $125 billion. And he's been doing this consistently. For the past 9 quarters, Berkshire has been systematically reducing its equity positions and building this enormous war chest. Some of the most dramatic moves? Buffett slashed his Apple holdings from nearly $200 billion to just $60 billion. He also trimmed or completely exited positions in Bank of America and numerous other companies. These aren't small adjustments. These are seismic shifts in one of the world's most closely watched investment portfolios. Now, before you panic and sell everything you own, let's understand what Buffett himself has said about this. In his February 2025 annual shareholder letter, Buffett addressed the concerns directly. He stated that despite what many commentators view as an extraordinary cash position, the great majority of Berkshire's money remains in equities, and that preference won't change. He was emphatic. Berkshire will never prefer ownership of cash-equivalent assets over the ownership of good businesses, whether controlled or only partially owned. So if Buffett loves stocks so much, why is he selling them? The answer comes down to one word: valuation. At the 2025 annual meeting, Buffett explained it brilliantly. He said, "We'd spend $100 billion, and those decisions are not tough to make if something is offered that makes sense to us and that we understand and offers good value." The key phrase there is offers good value. Right now, the stock market is expensive, really expensive. The Shiller-Cape ratio, which measures market valuation, currently sits at over 39. The only time it's been higher was during the dot-com bubble of 1999 and 2000. When markets reached similar heights during the COVID pandemic, Buffett kept his cash position steady at a then-record $150 billion. Now it's more than double that. Buffett isn't saying the market will crash tomorrow. What he is saying is that stocks today are priced for perfection. When you're paying premium prices for companies, your margin of safety, one of Buffett's core investment principles, shrinks dramatically. And for an investor who built his reputation on buying dollar bills for 50 cents, paying £100 for an 80-pound note just doesn't make sense. There's another factor at play: Treasury bills. The vast majority of Berkshire's cash is parked in short-term U.S. Treasuries, which were yielding around 3.6%. Whilst that might not sound exciting, it's essentially risk-free money. Buffett has publicly stated he doesn't see returns in the stock market that surpass this risk-free rate by enough to justify the additional risk. But there's more to this story than just valuation. Remember, 53% of Berkshire's operating businesses reported declining earnings in 2024. From Clayton Homes struggling with waning consumer confidence to units like Duracell and Fruit of the Loom seeing sales dips, the underlying economy shows signs of stress. Economic uncertainty is mounting. We've seen tariff drama, geopolitical tensions, and concerns about inflation. In an interview that aired in March 2025, Buffett himself warned about the negative impacts of tariffs, calling them an act of war to some degree. These aren't idle concerns. They're real headwinds facing American businesses. And let's not forget about the transition happening at Berkshire itself. Warren Buffett stepped down as CEO, handing the reins to Greg Abel. Some analysts speculate that Buffett has been preparing the company for this transition by paring down outsized positions and building up cash for able to deploy when better opportunities emerge. History has a funny way of repeating itself, and Buffett's cash hoarding has often preceded market corrections. When Buffett built up significant cash positions in the past, notably before the 2000 crash and the 2007 financial crisis, major market downturns followed. Now, correlation isn't causation, but when someone with Buffett's track record acts defensively, smart investors pay attention. Here's the beautiful irony. Buffett's patience often becomes his weapon. When markets eventually correct, and they always do, all that cash becomes ammunition for buying incredible businesses at bargain prices. Remember 2008? Whilst others panicked, Buffett deployed capital into Goldman Sachs and Bank of America at extraordinarily favorable terms, making billions in the process. As one analyst put it, patience is more than a virtue, it's a weapon. And right now, Buffett is armed to the teeth. So what should everyday investors do with this information? First, don't panic. Buffett hasn't sold everything, and neither should you. Berkshire still holds $267 billion in stocks. He's simply being selective. Second, consider keeping some cash on the sidelines. Not all of it. Timing the market is notoriously difficult, but having dry powder means you can take advantage of opportunities when they arise. If stocks you've been watching suddenly become 20 or 30% cheaper, you'll be glad you have capital ready to deploy. Third, focus on quality and value. Just because Buffett isn't buying doesn't mean there aren't good investments out there. It just means you need to be more discerning. Look for companies with strong fundamentals, reasonable valuations, and competitive advantages that can weather economic storms. Finally, remember that market corrections are normal and healthy. They create opportunities. The key is being prepared financially and emotionally when they occur. Warren Buffett's record cash pile isn't necessarily a prediction of imminent doom. It's a reflection of his disciplined, value-oriented approach to investing. He's not afraid to sit on cash when prices don't make sense, and he's prepared to act decisively when they do. The message isn't sell everything and hide under your bed. It's be selective, be patient, and be prepared. In Buffett's own words, often nothing looks compelling. Very infrequently, we find ourselves knee-deep in opportunities. Right now, we're in the former situation, but the latter always comes eventually. So whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, take a page from the Oracle of Omaha's playbook. Invest in businesses you understand, at prices that make sense, and don't be afraid to hold cash when everything else is overpriced. Because when the inevitable correction comes, that cash will be worth far more than any overvalued stock. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of investing. And let me know in the comments, are you following Buffett's lead in building cash, or are you staying fully invested? See you in the next one.